What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Coach Magali. If this is your first video of mine, thank you so much for clicking on the video and for being here today. If you enjoy content all about fitness, building muscle, losing weight, getting in shape without a BS approach in very simple, easy to understand videos, then please subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of my future uploads. Like the video to let me know that you enjoy content like this so that I can make more and the YouTube algorithm pushes it out to more people. It would really mean a lot to me if you did those two things. And without further ado, let's get into my roast session for you. You're not training hard enough. Sorry. If you've been going to the gym for any amount of time, I would say at least 2 to 3 months, and you haven't really seen much change happening. You're not getting stronger, you're not really progressing in the gym, you're not really seeing stuff happening. It could be your diet, but I'm going to mainly focus on the training aspect in this video. If you guys want to see the diet part, let me know. What does training intensely mean? A lot of people misunderstand this, and they think that training hard is the same thing as training a lot of things for a lot of time, every day, 7 days a week, sweat, get tired, blah, blah, blah. That has nothing to do with how muscle is actually built. I know, right? So people usually think that training hard is those things. Just being in the gym for a long time, training a lot of exercises, doing a lot of machines, a lot of sets, a lot of reps, sweating, getting tired. But there's only 2 things that really matter when it comes to what actually trains a muscle correctly for it to build: mechanical tension and progressive overload. Very simple words. They sound more fancy than they are, but basically mechanical tension is the tension that the muscle experiences when it is being loaded, when it has to carry weight. And progressive overload is how we maintain that mechanical tension as we get stronger. Eventually, your 20-pound leg press is going to be too easy. And guess what? Then it's not going to do anything for you. And if you stick to that intensity for a long enough time, you start to lose muscle. The beautiful and crappy thing about muscle is that it is highly adjustable. It reacts very fast to what you're doing and it will adapt. What used to be hard and really difficult for you will not be hard and difficult in a few sessions. And you have to basically play that game forever. You always have to be progressing in some way. So when it comes to mechanical tension, how do we actually get the most tension and how can we assure that the muscle has a reason to grow? Well, that means we have to train hard. And I mean hard by getting close to failure. Not many people understand their failure because they've never failed before. Everyone's too scared to get hurt. Everybody doesn't know how to do it. And so you don't really know what training close to failure is unless you know what failure is. So it's a good idea to fail some sets safely. And you don't have to do this with every single exercise. But if you want to know what training your leg press to failure means, you got to fail the leg press, meaning you have to go hard enough to where your muscles physically stop you. And then you want to be about a rep or 2 away from that every time. You don't want to go to failure all of the time. That's going to cause injury. Your muscles are going to break down. You're not going to be able to recover, but you want to be close. And the reason why people don't get to that point is, 1, they're scared to fail. So they don't know the threshold, but also it's fucking painful. It hurts, okay? When the muscle starts to scream at you, that's when people stop. When it's like, hey, I'm starting to feel it. Oh, that's my set. I'm done. I only had to do 8 reps. But that's just the beginning. Those next few reps where it's really struggling, when your speed starts to slow down, that's when the muscle is experiencing the most tension. That is where it's growing. So a good way to kind of understand this for yourself, because it's very difficult for me to say this is what failure looks like for everybody. You want to choose exercises that are pretty safe, like a leg press, a chest press machine, something that obviously you're not going to get hurt, and do a couple sets to failure. They're called as many reps as possible, basically until you can't go anymore. Understand what weight and what reps that is for you. And then you can program your leg presses from then on. Like, let's say, for example, your failure set was 3 sets of 20 at 50 pounds. What if we did 80 pounds, 3 sets of 8? That's a pretty good place to go. And then every week you try to do a little more weight, or more reps, and basically get familiar with what that failure is. Also, when the muscle starts to hurt, you have more reps in you. keep going. And where the second principle comes into play, the progressive overload, is again, because your muscles are highly adaptable, they're going to get used to what you're doing. You always have to do more. Every week that you train, do a little more weight, a little more reps. This is why having a journal is such a good idea, because you can reference what you did last week and then decide, well, that set was really difficult because I wrote it down. That was really hard. Maybe I can't add 5 pounds on this. Maybe I can only add 2.5, or maybe I can't add a weight yet, but I can do 2 more reps today. And use that mentality every time you're in the gym. More weight or more reps, that is progressive overload. If you combine that with training close to failure, so training really intense sets with progressively overloading every time you're in the gym, week after week after week, 2 to 3 months, you're gonna start to see shit happen. It's that simple. And when you train this way, you don't have to be doing 20 million exercises. You don't have to do 1,000 things. You can have a solid leg workout with 5 to 6 exercises. That's it. 3 to 4 sets that are really difficult, maybe even sometimes 2, depending on how difficult you push it. The more that you do is not better. Is it quality sets? Is it getting me close to failure, meaning I physically can't do another rep, or at least like a rep or 2 around there? And am I adding more reps or more weight every week? And again, keep a log of this because your brain will not remember all of it. And it's important that we're accurately assessing our progress, not leaving it up to chance or kind of remembering, winging it every time you walk into the gym. So many people just think the more that I do, the better. And it just isn't the case. It's what are you doing? What quality are you doing it at? And how effective are your sets? If you're in the gym for 2 hours doing 10 plus exercises, I promise you're not training hard enough. Reduce the amount of exercises that you're doing, 5 to 7 max. Push your sets really, really hard. Obviously, prioritize good form, know your technique, take your time studying that, because if you train to failure with shit form, that's where people get hurt. So make sure that you actually take the time to learn things before you even start this process. Once you feel confident with your form and technique and all of that, which I do have a few videos on form and technique on my channel, then you can start to push towards that intensity, push towards that failure safely and not get hurt. And again, you want to test this first by doing machines and exercises that are relatively safe. Leg extensions, leg presses, push-ups, things that a weight can't fall on you or crush you, or you can get hurt very easily. And then from there, again, every week, try to do a little bit more. And push it and push it. Do I have more reps in me? Do I have more intensity in me? Can I add more weight? Always have these questions in your mind. You're not going to be able to do this every single week. Keep that in mind. Your body is not going to endlessly give you more and more energy. Like eventually you're going to have to take a week or 2 where you kind of plateau. But eventually, if you keep approaching it with that mentality, can I do more? Can I do more? Can I do more? Without getting hurt, without going to true failure, then the muscle has a reason to grow. It's basically this game for the rest of your life. Because again, as muscle adapts and it gets used to something, you got to do more. And then it adapts and you got to do more. That's why getting stronger and being an advanced lifter, like years and years down the line, in my opinion, can be a little bit harder than when you are a beginner, because change takes so much more effort, it takes so much more time, and it's so much harder to push that threshold. But it's also fun. Like, it keeps it interesting, it keeps it cool, it becomes part of your life at that point. But if you are training for a long period of time and you're not getting results, you're probably not training hard enough. So assess your intensity, assess how many exercises you're doing, assess the quality of your sets. Are you progressively overloading? Are you doing more weight? Are you doing more reps? Is your technique on point? And if your answer to that question is yes, then you're getting results and you're not watching this video. So that's all I have for you guys today. Basically, just be really honest with your intensity and make sure that every week you're trying to improve and it won't fail you. Obviously, be safe, be careful, be with somebody who you trust, who can spot you if necessary. Lifting weights can be dangerous if done incorrectly, but at the same time, if you want to see results, a little bit of pain has to come. It just is what it is. So if you guys want more videos on these topics or you want to learn more about this, let me know. I would love to make more videos about this concept, but I do appreciate you guys watching and I hope you found it valuable. Share with me your comments below. Let me know what you thought, any questions, concerns, and if you did find this video helpful and you think somebody else would benefit from it, please share it with them, share it with a friend, so that they can also learn about proper intensity when it comes to training and they can get better results as well. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.